Christoph, was Köln making? Did Köln make Dortmund look like champions, or did you see a genuine quality that makes you think, you know what, this Dortmund team can also go to Munich and get a result there?
Let me start with the players who were missing against Cologne, because I think that's pretty important. Özcan, for example, he couldn't play because he had stomach problems briefly before the match. Bino Giddens was injured, has a shoulder injury. Emre Can was out because of 5 bookings. Adeyemi, Julian Brandt, Mukoko, and the Gregor Kobel, the goalkeeper. They all couldn't play against Cologne. And there you have a team that scores 4 goals with a fantastic Marco Reus, with a fantastic Daniel Malen, who a lot of people were talking about as a transfer mistake, and there were moments in this game where Borussia seemed to fly, where they were everything was clicking, everything was working. It was it was fun to watch, and yes, it was a Cologne team that had it probably in a very difficult phase of the season, obviously, but it's rarely that teams score 6 goals against them. So still, I was actually really impressed by this Dortmund team, and also by the atmosphere. I still would say, if you take the players individually, by far Bayern has the best squad. And I've seen it. I've said it here so often that I don't see a real chance for Borussia to win it, and the quality gap is too big, and blah blah blah. And I think I have to eat my words now, because my feeling now is, yes, they are a serious contender for the German championship, and I would have doubted it until probably last week or so. I mean, you were much more optimistic that we get a decent title race for quite a while. And yes, we have the problems that Bayern have, but we also have the quality and this flow-like thing that is surrounding Borussia Dortmund right now, and that is that will make this match on the 1st of April a big. So I would say it will be one of probably the biggest game in the Bundesliga in the last, I don't know how many years, because very often in the past, these meetings, the so-called Classico between Borussia and Bayern, were actually pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, well, I remember, yeah. Wir können dich nicht hören.
Wir können dich nicht.
Wann war denn das letzte Mal Bayern München so spät in der Saison nicht Tabellenführer nach 25 Spieltagen?
Ich weiß es nicht, kannst du dir nicht sagen.
Okay.
Du bist dran, Raphael.
Ja, ich schaue gerade kurz. '18, 19 waren sie punktgleich.
Aber ich dachte, die hätten bis dahin eigentlich immer alle abgeschüttelt, also so spät in der Saison normalerweise.
Ja, also in dem Kovac-Jahr war Dortmund 3 Punkte vorne am 23. Spieltag. Und dann haben sie gegen Augsburg verloren. Yeah, well, things were close in that first Kovac season in 18-19. Dortmund were actually ahead of Bayern on match day 23, but then they lost at Augsburg and Bayern pulled level with a 5-1 win at Gladbach. And also, I think that season, I'm right in saying that Dortmund went to Bayern and lost 5-0. I'm pretty sure in saying, I'm going to look that up in a second and come back to it. But the best thing about this result this week, as far as the neutrals are concerned, is that even if Bayern were to beat Dortmund heavily, and we have seen big wins from Bayern against Dortmund in recent years, then Dortmund are still in with a very good chance of winning the championship, because Bayern seem to be inconsistent, and Dortmund in this calendar year are by some distance the best team in the Bundesliga, 6 points more than Bayern. They picked up. Is that all? Must be more.
Nee, ist richtig. It's true.
Nur 6?
Ja.
Aber das kann nicht sein. Die waren, wie viel waren die hinten?
Ach, im Kalenderjahr.
Ja.
In der Rückrunde sind 6 Punkte.
Ja, in der Rückrunde, okay. Naja, ist ja egal. They've really made up that gap between them and Bayern after the winter break, and they've been by far the best and consistent team in the Bundesliga. So, yeah, high Liga, as they say in Spain. And it's good for everybody apart from Bayern, who, of course, when they're not first, see it as the equivalent of a disgrace and absolutely unacceptable status quo